Saints, I hope that you are well and enjoying this day and enjoying your Bible reading. I'd like to offer a quick preview for this week's reading to come. We are continuing to be in the book of Chronicles, and if you've done this last week's readings, you might notice that it's been a bit boring, but it does pick up. And so in this week's reading, we start off and we are in the midst of David's reign for sure, starting off in chapter 15 in First Chronicles, and then we continue on through the rest of David's reign. And one thing I invite you to look at and pay attention to is how does this story compare to the story of David's reign that we saw in the books of Samuel? I would argue that it definitely seems to trend more favorable for David and his descendants than the original telling of the story. But I invite you to make your own conclusion, to draw your own conclusions about that as well. And so we follow David, and then as we go from First Chronicles to Second Chronicles, we pick up from King Solomon. One thing that's interesting is that these transitions happen differently in the books of Chronicles than they do in the books of Samuel and Kings, something to pay attention to. And we ride this through chapter 12 in Second Chronicles, where you'll get a chance to see some of Solomon's exploits before things start to go south for God's people again. And we'll finish off with Rehoboam. And so once again, this is another week through Chronicles where we have a week of reruns. And I invite you to compare those reruns to the first run through and let me know what you think. Have a good one.